Hi everyone. It's been a really long time since I did an update, and I just wanted to jump on really quick to share this amazing news. Well, there's actually a couple different amazing newses that I have to share. The first is that at the end of the year, the state of Michigan informed us that Medicaid will now begin covering doula support. So that is so exciting, and I started the process as soon as I got the news, and I'm really, well, I can't say I started it as soon as I got the news. I'll get to that in a minute. I started it as soon as humanly possible, and I'm very excited about being able to expand my support to birthing people in the area, women and their birth partners and families who have Medicaid insurance. I myself have had Medicaid insurance in the past. I've gone without health insurance entirely in the past. I was on the WIC program when I was pregnant with my first son. So I love this opportunity to give back and provide support for the population of people that really can't afford my services out of pocket. So I'm really excited about that. Unfortunately, we got the news, and the institution of the program began on January 1st, but none of the paperwork was ready for us. The system itself wasn't prepared for us, and the insurers are not well prepared for us. So it has been a process. I am cleared to accept straight Medicaid at this point. That is not a problem. If you have straight Medicaid, give me a call. We'll see what we can do for you. I am currently in the provisionary phase, or just on the cusp of approval for several other insurance companies. They keep coming back and saying, well, we got all of this documentation, but now we would like additional documentation. So it's kind of a back and forth right now. I have not heard word of any doulas yet successfully completing full onboarding with any one insurance company. So I think it's just it's a little bit of a process. So we're working on it. And I am cautiously optimistic that in the next few months, we'll be able to really get this process going. And I'm super excited about this. I am in contact with a doula in Oregon who also does Medicaid for that state. And there are bumps along the road, right? It's been a little bit of a disappointing launch in Oregon, I guess, according to her, which was not something that I had been aware of. So I'm hoping that Michigan learns from the mistakes that other states have made and really gets it right here, because I've got already a long list of clients who have reached out to me, and unfortunately we're kind of in a standstill at the moment, but that's still very awesome news, and I'm very excited. The second point is what I did today, which I'm bursting at the seams to tell you about. University of Michigan von Voigtlander Women's Hospital has made it a point to get all of the staff on board to allow doulas to enter the operating room for cesarean birth. And I am just so happy with this decision, and I'm so happy with the amazing support that University of Michigan is giving us as doulas, recognition for the value that we have to support their patients who are coming to them to have their babies. So what I'm super excited about, and as I was in this meeting and in this orientation, I was having all of these kinds of thoughts running in my head and ideas running in my head, and so I had a little notebook. I was writing everything down, and now I've got things pretty much solid. So this is really exciting. If you are in labor at University of Michigan and somewhere along the line the decision is made that the best way for you to have your baby is by cesarean, I will get to go with you into the preoperative space. So we'll go together. You won't have to leave me behind like has happened in the past, where myself and the birth partner, usually dad, is left in the laboring room while all of this staff is taking mom down to the OR. And that's scary for birthing people, right? Because not only have plans changed, but now you're leaving the room that you've grown accustomed to for however many hours you were there, and the people that you have the strongest bond with, which is your doula and your birth partner. So now at U of M, I will don my surgical garb right there in the room and go with you and be with you through the preoperative process, which usually takes about 30 minutes or so. At that point, then they'll be able to bring in your birth partner. And so you'll get both of us in the birthing room, in the OR, I should say, in the operating room. And we're going to do our best to create as much of a calming space as humanly possible in that room. So in talking to the staff today, we can bring music for you so that you can listen to whatever soothing music helps you. We can even use an eye mask because it's very bright in the OR, so you can bring an eye mask to keep that light down and kind of keep yourself in that birth bubble that we work so hard to create in the labor room. And even earbuds. You can have your music on your earbuds if you don't want it playing out. The benefit of that is it can decrease the sounds of the OR, all of the people talking, all of the machinery that's going on. And I even talk to them because being an aromatherapist, I use aromatherapy with my clients throughout labor, the laboring experience, and I use it in a way that allows for it to be very controlled. And so I explained that to the nurse, and they said, yes, if you use it that way, as long as the anesthesiologist is cleared on it and you're cleared on it, then yes, you can use it. So for my clients who get that benefit with me, it's possible to be able to have that additional tool in the OR to help kind of keep you centered and keep you calm. We know that there's so many benefits to essential oils psychologically and emotionally, and I've had great success using them in the way that I use them, the protocol that I use in labor and birth. So I'm just thrilled. I'm just so thrilled because for the last, since 2005, and I don't have a lot of clients that have had cesareans. You know, the number recommendation by WHO, the World Health Organization, is like 12 to 15%, and of my 114 births, I'm in that recommended ratio. So, which means the majority of my clients do have successful vaginal births, but there are a few who, for whatever reasons, the OR turns out to be the safest and best way to meet their babies. And now, at U of M at least, that continuity of care that is so important to me and so important to my clients can continue all the way into the OR. And then after the surgery completes and they move into the recovery room, in the past I have stayed in the labor and birthing room and then dropped into recovery and then quietly left. And now I can go into recovery right from the OR with those clients and stay there with them for that entire recovery period. And that can make that, those first few hours after you've met your baby, that can really take advantage of that bonding time and help you with that transition out of having just birthed your baby by cesarean to now being a new parent of this baby. So I am super excited. And along that vein, I can now expand my services. I'm so excited about this because we know that many people who have one cesarean end up planning subsequent cesareans. Now that could be caregiver preference, it could be a maternal preference. I myself know people in my personal life who have had a labor that ended up in a cesarean, and then with subsequent pregnancies they've said, I don't want to go through that again. I'm going to schedule a cesarean, and just because it's predictable and I know what I'm facing, and that for them, that's the best way for them to have their babies. That's where they feel the safest, and that's totally fine. And in the past, because I have not been allowed in the OR, it's like, okay, that's great, and if I can support you beforehand or in your planning or anything like that, then please let me know. Come to me for prenatal massage, come to me for postpartum massage after your incision is healed, and let me support you that way. But now we can go ahead and say, all right, here is the date. You're going to be my doula. We can still have that support go through, and you won't have to be in the OR, just you and your birth partner, still nervous because it's surgery and you're meeting your baby, so you still have that anticipatory anxiety that's totally normal. But now you can have that additional support person, that one person that you have developed a relationship with during your pregnancy, in there when you don't really know anybody else. You might know the surgeon, the OB, but everybody else you've never met before. So it's so, I just look at this as such an opportunity to really create a beautiful, calming, wonderful and satisfying space for mothers who are meeting their babies in the OR with scheduled cesareans. So that's my big news. I have another service to offer, and that is doula support for scheduled cesareans. We can talk about the details. I'm planning on 3 prenatal appointments because I think it's really, really crucial that we get to know each other so that you can have that foundation of trust, so that when you are in there and when it is feeling a little nerve-wracking because it's the OR and you're meeting your baby and there's all this light and these sounds and all of that you have somebody right there by your side who is objective, who's experienced. I have been in the OR for cesareans in the past. It's not that I never have, but those are mostly for clients who I'm their only support person. So that's why I've been allowed in the OR. But now at University of Michigan, you can have your birth partner there and me, and I'm so excited about that. So, new service, doula support for planned or scheduled cesareans. I've got it on my Doula Match site. I'll be adding it to my other sites. I'm super duper excited about this, you guys, and I really hope that this helps bring comfort, especially with my new foray into trauma training, being able to help process any previous birth trauma before going in to meet your baby in the OR, and then helping you in that planning stage, and then also directly afterwards processing the birth to hopefully mitigate any additional trauma or re-traumatization or new trauma from having another cesarean or having a first-time cesarean. Because let's face it, you might be a first-time pregnant person but be needing a cesarean because your baby is breech, or there's other health considerations that need to be considered in weighing out the safety of a vaginal birth over the safety of a cesarean birth, and the risks and benefits of each of those for you. So it's not just for people who have had a baby in the past. Even if you're a first-time person and you decide that you want to be in the OR, or you need to be in the OR for your cesarean to birth your baby, that's the best thing for you, I can be there at U of M. The hope, of course, is that the surrounding facilities will get wind of this and adopt this policy as well. And that's something that we can always talk about. If you are birthing at another facility, it's still something that we can talk about. It's a matter of getting the medical staff on board. If we can get the medical staff on board, then chances are we'll be able to do it. But at U of M, as a facility, they are welcoming us into the OR. So that's my big news. Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope, please leave a comment. Please email me, exie@tranquiltouchforwomen.com. Listen to my podcast, Doula to Doula. Follow me on the social medias. I'm on Instagram as Massage Doula CBE, and I am on Facebook. So find me anywhere. Thanks so much, and if you're pregnant, congratulations. I'd love to hear from you. Maybe I can support you with childbirth education. Maybe I can support you with prenatal or postpartum massage. Maybe I can support you as a doula, either for a vaginal birth or a scheduled cesarean birth.